59 years. The little baby known as the Batman TV show celebrated its anniversary. How young does that make you feel?
Well, I'm still climbing the walls, but for different reasons.
How was it? How did you audition and how did you come about getting that role?
I was a young actor going to UCLA, studying acting and also studying professionally with one of the top coaches in Hollywood. And I was working for my father, who was a very prominent real estate broker in Beverly Hills. And on a weekend, I was at a house it was an open house, and a famous producer came in, and I got talking to him, and I don't know, I said, would you be willing to watch a scene? Could I do it just a quick scene for you? And he was like, oh, well, okay. And I did. And he said, you're pretty talented. I'm going to see if I can help you. And he set me up to see an agent. I went to see the agent. And a few weeks later, the agent called and said, there's something going on over at 20th Century Fox. We have an appointment for you tomorrow, and drive over there. And I did. And I went onto the lot, and I met first the casting director, and then the casting director said, would you like to meet the executive producer? And I said, sure. I figured everybody got to meet the executive producer, but no, that's not true. And I went to see the executive producer, and I said, hello, sir. Shook his hand, and I think he was taken aback that I was so direct. But he said, got talking to me, and he said, kind of big for this role. And I said, oh, but sir, I promise you, I won't grow anymore. And he laughed, and he said, would you like to do a screen test? I said, sure. I figured everybody got to do a screen test. Well, no, but I didn't know that. So I did a screen test, and I met Adam West there, and he and I, after 5 minutes, were laughing, became great friends through the years. I mean, I love that man. He was such a nice man. Sometimes on the weekends, he and I'd go out and play tennis. It was a wonderful show. It was a little bit of a dangerous show, but it was a lot of fun, and our fans went crazy. It was number one and number two, because we were on twice a week worldwide.
What really you think, magnetized the people to the show?
Oh, I'll tell you. It's the whole superhero thing. I mean, that with all the superhero movies that are out there that you've seen for years and they're still making them, if it wasn't for Batman, they probably never would have been made. I mean, think of it as a kid watching Batman and Robin race in the Batmobile, climb walls, fight heinous villains, rescue damsels in distress. I mean, it is the fantasy of every kid, boy and girl growing up. And I'll tell you, for a lot of the adults, it was the nostalgia of the comic book. And for the teenagers and the college kids, it was that campy style where we said one thing and we intimated something else. There was something for everybody.
That slapstick humor really did resonate with the public. Are you astounded by the fact that people to this day, as soon as they recognize you, still gush over your TV stuff?
Well, because I wore a costume the majority of the time, except in the beginning of every episode and at the end of every episode, and there was one show that the whole episode I was, in civilian clothes, that most people really didn't recognize me unless they knew I was someplace around. People in their lives get so busy with what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, that they don't always see these things. But I'll tell you, so for me, when I would do appearances, we're signing autographs at Comic-Cons and car shows and things like that. Oh, my gosh, the lines to see Adam and I were literally sometimes 4 and 5 hours long. It was just, Batman was like such a huge hit internationally.
Now you're using your star power for the greater good of the furry kind. Well, how did you get involved in, cats and dogs?
Well, I'll tell you something. During the last 31 years, my wife and I, under the name Gentle Giants, have rescued more than 15,500 dogs that would have been put to death and more than 350 cats that would have been put to death because there was no home for them. And every one, we found a safe, loving home. And I don't know if you have a dog or a cat or your friends have dogs or cats, but people who have pets, They love them intensely. And we all know that our precious pets don't live very long in comparison to a human being. So when you're so involved with these animals, and if you think about it, we have had in our home 45 to 50 dogs and cats every single day for 31 years. I mean, we really understand how to care for them. And we, at great expense, we developed a food, which, by the way, we take no salary from. This is our charity. My wife and I, we don't take any salary. But we've developed Gentle Giant's natural, non-GMO ingredients pet food. And our dogs and cats are living into their 20s. And one of our customers, his dog last month turned 31 years old. You can't do that with regular dog food or cat food. You can't get the years like that. And it's this technology to save money for customers who love their pets. That's why we take nothing, no salary from it. And it's in all the Petco stores all across America, our dog food. And online, they can get our dog food and cat food with free home delivery from Petco.com. So this is our life's work, our charity. And I'll tell you something. Our food is so healthy that these dogs only go to a veterinarian every 3 years for a rabies shot. We don't have any illness here. And the veterinary expense is outrageous. It's like cost of human expense. So we're proud to present this to people, and we love animals. And you know, we're also sponsoring the Super Bowl promotion for the last month up until Sunday, when the game is. We're also sponsoring Major League Baseball this year and college basketball and the NFL National Football League. But we love animals. It's our life's work. And we want everyone to have a dog or cat that they can keep an extra 10 years or longer healthy and with them.
All right. What's the website they can get to?
Well, it's GentleGiantsDogFood.com and GentleGiantsCatFood.com, depending if you have a dog or a cat. And they can learn more. And we also talk to about 1,100 people a week that call in, and we give them free advice how to feed their dogs, how to care for their cat. I mean, and we actually feed dogs and cats differently than other people do. And that's one of the reasons they're living so incredibly long and healthy.
Wow. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Congratulations on the success in your life. And I wish you so much more success.
Well, thank you, citizen, as we said on Batman, to the Batmobile.
Let's go.